James Comer joining us here on Newsline today. Good to have you, Congressman Comer.
Thank you for having me, Bianca.
You know, we'll get to Kash Patel because Democrats obviously want to have more theatrics and delay what we know is the inevitable. But just your reaction to seeing Prime Minister Netanyahu making the rounds today. He'll be addressing the world really next to Speaker Johnson in just over an hour or so, in this radical sort of new hope for the Middle East that Trump sort of infused into the conversation this week with Gaza.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see him on Capitol Hill. He knows he's got a majority of support now. He did not enjoy that before. He's gone from having an administration and a Senate that wouldn't even let him use his army to having a country now that's got his back and willing to do whatever it takes to rid Hamas from being a further threat to Israel. So I think that Netanyahu feels that he's finally got the full support of the United States government now that President Trump's in charge, and I'm glad that he's here today.
Well, we're glad you're here today as well to talk about this viral moment as we've been watching sort of the theatrics, if you will, on the Hill. The Democrats, they want to subpoena, of course, Elon Musk, as if, they are trying to, again, make sure that no oversight when it comes to what they're doing on the left. Let's play your exchange with them this week because it did get pretty testy.
The motion is not debatable, as many
Point of order, Mr.
are in favor of tabling. Point of order, state your point.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's outrageous that this committee will not even entertain a motion.
No, you state your
Chairman, that's not a point of order.
Somebody who's breaking the law and dismantling our federal agents
You're
No, we don't listen to demagogues.
data,
Out of
and
order.
you will not
Out of order.
even
Out of order.
entertain a motion
The
to
motion
bring
of
this
order,
to
Chairman,
the
this is
president of
demagoguery. This is
oversight
out of order.
committee.
Are in favor of tabling.
Yes,
signify.
let's have order in this
Mr.
country.
Stansberry, you're out of order. You know you're out of order. You know the rules of this committee.
But rules don't pertain to them, do they, Congressman Comer? And some have made the point where they're so worried about Elon Musk. They're more worried about that than perhaps all the waste, fraud, and abuse that's been going on for decades.
That was the House Oversight Committee. Our mission is clear. It's to eliminate waste, fraud, abuse, and mismanagement in the federal government. We finally have an administration that's willing to work with us on that. We have an entity, DOGE, led by a volunteer, Elon Musk, who just so happens to be the world's most successful entrepreneur, who's highlighting every day on Twitter in a very transparent manner waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. And the Democrats in Congress have lost their minds. Ms. Stansberry there from New Mexico. You have Crockett from Texas. They do nothing but disrupt. They're scared to death that, God forbid, we're finally going to start getting the backs of the American taxpayers and save money. And they're making Musk the boogeyman, when in reality, I think a majority of Americans support what Musk is trying to do, and that's to save money.
Yeah, well, I think Americans have really woken up. Distrust also in the FBI. Pam Bondi is in, but Kash Patel, Democrats now want a second day of questioning. I mean, Congressman Comer, I was watching him on the Hill last week. They were asking him questions and not allowing him to answer, and they weren't asking any questions, of course, about what he plans to do at the FBI. Are you surprised they're getting a second round of questioning when they really just wasted their time that first day for the American public and wanted to just blow V8 for their own, viral moment?
Yeah. Well, that's what they want. They want a viral moment. They want something to play on MSNBC so the angry liberals can feel like they have a moral victory, when at the end of the day, the American people have spoken. And, after the first 3 weeks in office, the American people are very satisfied with what Donald Trump's doing. He's doing what he said he was going to do, which is a break from the past 4 years. And this is a transparent administration. They're very transparent on social media as to what they're going to do. Kash Patel's very intelligent. He's written books about the issues in the deep state and in the FBI. He's been very transparent. He did a great job on the Hill, and I strongly support him. And the Democrats can grill him all they want. He's going to be the next FBI director, and he's going to try to reform that agency that's lost so much credibility with the average American.